Hello and welcome to Green Street NYC, New York City's real estate innovation hub, where owners and investors collaborate with clean energy suppliers and leading edge clean tech firms to optimize financial returns while addressing the Climate Mobilization Act, otherwise known as Local Law 97. Every week we interview one of our key strategic partners, and today we're pleased to have John Grillo, Vice President of Sales and Marketing at Rich Energy Solutions. Mr. Grillo has been actively designing and implementing energy reduction programs for over 25 years. Currently Vice President of Sales and Marketing at Rich Energy Solutions, Mr. Grillo's responsible for the cost savings analysis, systems design, project financing, and sales of energy efficient lighting and mechanical upgrades. Combined, the Rich Energy team has over $2 billion worth of similar construction experience under their belt. So we're so pleased to have John Grillo. Hey, John, welcome to our YouTube channel. Nice to see you.
Hey, thank you, Robert. Thanks for having me.
Sure, great. So, what is Rich Energy Solutions' mission and core business?
You know, our mission and passion is to assist building owners and operators in implementing important energy efficient upgrades to their existing HVAC, lighting, and plumbing systems. You know, the fact is that energy costs are among the top highest expense for most operators. And our goal is to make important system improvements that will increase operational efficiency of the building, improve the occupants' comfort, all while significantly reducing energy costs. That's our main focus. That's our goal. That's what we deliver day in and day out. Our customers typically experience significant savings, return on investments of 24 to 50%, and simple paybacks of 2 to 4 years. So it really is an important measures while improving their building.
Yes, and tell us about your turnkey. Tell us about your turnkey holistic approach to energy efficiency upgrades.
So we've developed over the years a really proven method to help clients reduce energy costs. And what's unique about it is there's no cost or obligation up front for the client. It's not like they have to bring somebody in and do a lot of audits and pay and maybe see some results. Our idea is a turnkey holistic approach to reducing energy costs. It's 3 steps. It's analyze, develop, and implement the project. So the analyzing will come in. Once we talk to a client, we understand their needs, what they're looking for. If we think we can help them at no cost or obligation, we're going to go to their building and perform a site survey, looking at the mechanical lighting systems, asking them what problems, what issues, operational issues they're having. Because quite often, our projects not only include energy upgrades, but also fixing and repairing, maybe replacing aging equipment or fixing problems. And we use the energy savings that we drive from other efficiency measures to help pay for those. So the first thing we do is analyze the system, come back to the customer with a list of energy efficient measures, their cost, their budget cost, and then of course their simple payback and ROI. And the customer can look at each line and see exactly what each measure delivers. Then once we develop all that, of course we decide with the owner what project makes sense and implement the project. So we take it from analyzing the project to developing the project and the budgets to execution and turnkey delivery.
Fantastic. And of course, financing these projects, especially now, can be quite a challenge. How do you finance these projects in an innovative way that adds that more value to your overall program?
Yeah, of course, and we do have a slide coming up on this, Robert. One of the things, of course, we all look at traditional lease and financing. We have some in-house financing, but what we have found to be our customers really enjoy, and we have done tens of millions of dollars in this kind of funding, is on-bill project funding. And what that really means is we're using your current energy budget to pay for the projects. There's always a fight for capital in institutions. Everybody has a special project they want to do. So capital is tight, especially as you mentioned in these times. So it's really important to have some alternative methods of funding projects. And this one's unique in that the customer, we can implement projects that with no cost from the customer, use the energy savings to pay for it. So it's no CapEx, and we install the projects immediately. So you're purchasing the projects through operations, and we're using those energy savings to fund the project. There's no additional line items, and the funding costs are built right into the energy bill as a service fee. And I'll tell you another thing that customers and owners really appreciate about this program is the fact that it's a non-traditional loan. It's really not a loan. It's an energy service fee. There's no bank. There's no loan. There's no lease. There's no loan documents. There's no UCC filings, and there's no personal guarantees. And best of all, the customer owns the equipment from day one, so they can realize all the full tax benefits and depreciation. So it really is a unique way to fund the project with no capital available. And quite often it's used, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
I think quite often it's used to just replace existing equipment. So a customer can pay for, say, a failing cooling tower or a new chiller and pay for it over time. So there's multiple uses for this program, but it's just a great way to get projects done with no CapEx.
And to your point, this is off-balance sheet financing, so it does not in any way harm an institution or business's ability to otherwise seek financing, correct?
Correct. It really is off balance sheet. As I mentioned, there's no loan documents. It's really an energy services fee.
Fantastic. And that's through Constellation Energy is who provides that.
Yeah, Constellation Energy provides that. And in fact, Robert, I think we have the next slide that shows a little sample of what the energy bill looks like to give folks an idea.
There it is.
You can see there where the costs are embedded in the utility bill in red. It just becomes part of a line item, and that's a fixed number. By contract, the customer will know exactly what the monthly payments are every month for the term of the loan, for the term of the deal here, and it's typically 30 to 60 months. The customer has complete control over that period. He chooses how long the funding term is. And, look, the fact is everybody has a utility budget. We want to use that cost center to reduce costs and purchase important, property improvements.
Right.
So that's the power of this program.
Yeah, to the point that you're making, in my experience, there are so many circumstances in commercial real estate where there are so many opportunities for cost savings, not only through energy efficiency, but through utility audits, through auditing of insurance programs that clients are involved with. There's also specialty tax strategies. So there's a number of ways to sort of wring out the savings of a building to essentially pay for the upgrades. And then the beauty is, once the upgrades are in place, the utility costs will go down significantly because of the savings, which will then increase net operating income, which then will increase building valuation. So this is just win-win-win in my view.
No, that's absolutely correct. Typically the monthly fees or this energy service fee is lower than the energy savings. So the customer gets the project installed immediately with no out-of-pocket costs and sees immediate positive cash flow. So it really is a win-win-win. Fantastic.
So let's talk about a case study that you folks have done. And here we have one. Why don't you tell us about this project?
Okay, yeah, this was a great project, and it's the Hilton Penn's Landing, which is right on the riverfront in Philadelphia, downtown Philly. And in fact, if you're in this building, you're looking out at the river. You're right across the river. You see the Battleship, New Jersey. So it's a great location, and it's 350 rooms, 24,000 square feet of meeting space, restaurants, bars. Really a terrific property. And this customer knew that they had multiple needs. They knew that they needed a lighting upgrade. They knew that they needed several mechanical upgrades, but they weren't sure how to go about it. And when we went in there using the Efficiency Made Easy program from Constellation, we used the project funding from that project, and we phased up the project. So what we did was, instead of trying to get everything done at once, we did the lighting first under phase one, and that was the guest rooms, common areas, back of the house, We had a lot of specialty product made for the special wall sconces and products that they had in the rooms. Very nice looking. It's a high-end property, with great finishings. So we had to do some special work there. The lighting upgrade turned out terrific. And then we went back and looked at the VFDs. They had 19 air handlers without drives. We installed demand-based domestic water booster pumps. We installed a condensing boil and modernized and in fact, the condensing boil, if you look at this picture, is up on the top in that penthouse area. So we had a crane out there on Front Street and Columbus Avenue there and blocked traffic, but got the condensing boil up there. So what's great about this project is we got all that completed for the customer. We modernized their BMS. We use an analytic overlay, which really learns the systems and optimizes the building system operations. Installed all that, and we used the on-bill funding mechanism from Constellation. So the customer got a $545,000 project completed with zero checks, didn't spend a nickel on the project. The energy savings paid for the monthly fees. And so what we like to say is, what's the return on investment on a project like that? You didn't spend anything and you're going to see a 10-year positive cash flow of $2 million. We always say it's infinite. What's the return? It's infinite. You didn't spend a dime. And so after the 5-year program's over, they're going to see the $111,000 a year cash savings right back. So really a great project and a great example of the power of on-bill funding.
Fantastic. I love to tell people about the magic of energy efficiency. If people are looking for that magic safe investment, they want 20%, 25% return on investment, right? And meanwhile, so few people, unfortunately, understand that right what they're sitting on, their building, their home, is where the energy efficiency upgrades can be conducted, the savings can be achieved and realized, and those savings remain for as long as you own that property. Much more secure than a Wall Street investment. The smartest investment available today, and so often folks just don't really understand the true value of what is of the potential here.
No, you're exactly right. I mean, if I told you today that you could get a 25% rate of return, you'd jump, right, if it was guaranteed. And here, we know we can get it. We do it day in and day out. The engineering and calculations of math are all pretty simple. They're backed up by utility companies and their incentives. And the fact is also what you have to think about is the asset value improvement for a property. We have most CFOs or managers will tell us that for every dollar they save in energy cost savings, that the asset value of the building improves 7 to 10-fold. So here you have a $100,000 a year energy savings and improves the asset value for the owner of over $700,000. So pretty significant savings. It really is a good investment.
And what it takes, sort of the pain, if you will, to achieve that level of financial return compared to what this business would have to do with, let's say, building out extra space to get that kind of return on investment, and comparing the relative risks of doing those two, it's not even a competition. And working with Rich Energy Solutions, when you've done over $2 billion of this work, it's a relatively risk-free, virtually guaranteed return on your investment that will again remains for as long as you own the property.
Yeah, there's no question. We absolutely are very careful in calculating in our energy calculations and savings numbers. I'd go as far as say we're rather conservative with that. And what's unique about our group is, since as you mentioned, we have this vast experience, our budget costs, there's no overruns. We haven't had a change order in 15 years, unless, of course, the customer changes the project scope. The budget we put together in the beginning is the project that we deliver the project under a guaranteed maximum price. So there is no risk.
And for very large projects, do you folks ever bond? Are you ever asked to bond, to do a performance bond on your performance guarantees?
In the our old days of construction, large construction projects, $100 million construction projects we did, but under this energy conservation, we have not. Typically when you talk to the customer, they understand it's just a cost that they're going to bear. So we talk about the project, we put milestones and payment schedules in place that make sense, and we haven't had that need.
Great. So this was a wonderful project, and I know I know your guys' work, and that you've got a long list of these successful projects. But of course, not all projects work out so well. And no doubt you're a veteran of this business over 25 years. I'm sure that you have seen any number of mistakes made. So why don't you enlighten our audience to what sort of mistakes you've seen and how best to avoid them?
Yeah, sure. I think when we're talking with folks, some of the things that we see out there is, one of the problems is the customer may say, I think I've already done everything. There's nothing else left to do. And everybody's an expert in their field. And what we find quite often is that the staff may or may not be up to date on all the newest measures or some unique or creative ways to reduce energy costs. They've probably done good work by grabbing some of the low-hanging fruit, but what we often find is when it comes to the mechanical side, there's a lot of opportunity that usually is still available. So I think one of the mistakes is folks think that they've done everything. I always say, look, it doesn't cost you anything to have us come take a look. Let's take a look and see if we can uncover some projects, because the way we talked about our program, the way we work, if we can't develop a project that makes sense, that has an investment that you want, you're not going to spend any money. So it's really on us to develop a project that makes sense for you.
Great.
Some of the other things we've seen is, I can do some of this work with my staff. Typically, those projects, if I hear that today, I'll also hear from the same customer 3 years from now that they're going to get to it eventually. Staff, everybody's cut down on staff. There's no one extra. They don't have sometimes all the expertise, and they certainly don't have the time to buy the right equipment, to research the energy savings, to run the calculations, do the analysis. So I think that's sometimes a misconception out there, that the staff's can be able to do it, and put that together with selecting all the right equipment, selecting the newest equipment, the most energy efficient equipment, dealing with the utility incentives, dealing with any tax benefits, and then of course developing the project budget. That's where we see some problems also as well, developing the right project budget and a lot of cost overruns.
Yeah. So I want to make it really clear that Rich Energy Solutions is our Green Street NYC's general contractor, construction manager, and so any of our large commercial projects, you folks will be actually doing you'll be running the projects, and so potential clients should feel very, very, very much reassured that they'll get a project executed properly and well done. And so it's really a delight. It's been a delight speaking with you, John. I must say we've had conversations before about your work, but this has been really enlightening. And I just cannot overemphasize how what an opportunity is for folks to engage with our real estate innovation hub, to be interacting with great companies like Rich Energy Solutions and Constellation, and the growing list of world-class clean tech firms who we're attracting to our hub. So energy efficiency, actually, as you know, in this age should just be part of standard operating procedure, and the value is there. We've got the team to do it, especially with Rich Energy leading the way. So any last thoughts or comments you'd like to make, John?
No, I appreciate the opportunity to talk to everyone. And, as we have here on the screen, it's really 5 easy steps to cost savings. Let us get in, take a look at the building, talk to you, understand your issues and problems, see if we can help develop projects that'll provide a significant return on investment.
Fantastic. Well, John, again, thank you so much. And to To those who were listening in, you can find out more about our programming at greenstreetnyc.com. Next up will be a presentation from Rob DeSolfi from Constellation Energy on the EME program, which I'm really looking forward to. And once again, John, thanks so much. Been great to have you, and we'll be speaking with you soon.
Thanks, Rob. Have a great day.
Okay, take care.